YouTube, welcome back to yet another video. Now, this is also another talk video, discussion video. I just want to explain something real quick. I would love to be, I'm striving for my channel to be your go-to channel for everything Duel Links related. You want to have a laugh? I'm going to have those meme deck profiles and meme duels. You want the crazy meta decks? I'm going to have those too as deck profiles. You want discussions about the meta? I got that as well. You want discussions about tournaments? I got that as well. Everything you can think of. I'm trying to include it all here. I'll have some videos that teach you how to play this game as a pro. There are some, tricks that pros use that a lot of people don't use. I learned them, back in the day when I first started the game from also other channels and pros that I mixed up with, So, yeah, that's the idea. That's why you're seeing more discussion videos now. I'm trying to include everything, right? I want you to always think, Mood Trapper. I want a Duel Links video of any sort. Mood Trapper. Click. Now, what is today's video? Basically, the aftermath of the ban list. Now, the ban list has not yet been implemented in-game, but tournaments, community tournaments, abide by the new ban list. So, if they want to play, in the tournament, they have to follow whatever the ban list says. And in the duel room, they fix the settings so that they can add the cards that are removed from the ban list or added to the ban list. So they would play post-ban list decks. They would be compliant with them. So what are the best decks that are rised, that fell down maybe from the tournament scene? I have few tournaments here to talk about. The first few are tournaments that use one deck, no side deck. And I choose that for a reason. Most of you are not interested in tournaments as much as in-game gameplay itself, You want to go into ranked duels, you want to get to Legend, you want to get to King of Games. So side deck decks are not going to help you a lot. You cannot side deck in Duel Links in ranked, right? So you want one deck that can deal with most of the meta. So let's go over some of the stuff that we have. So this is the first tournament. Apparently Rockets. So Rockets didn't get that much of a massive hit, but it did get a hit for Silver Rocket Dragon. Now Silver Rocket Dragon comes up pretty often in this deck. It's pretty much needed. Sometimes more than others. So depending on the meta, you might be okay playing one like this guy and maximizing your limit 3 back row. Sometimes no. You need the 3 Silver Rockets. As of now, since this guy got the first place, it seems Silver Rocket Dragon is the way, a single copy. For now at least, until we get new stuff, So this is one deck that remained up top even after the World Championship and the ban list that we had. Also, let me remind you, if you have watched my video before the World Championship, I said one of the slept-on decks is Rockets. Rockets is going to top the World Championship. Some of you did not believe me because it was not on the tier list, But good players know. Well, that's not the correct phrase. I guess pro players that are in the scene know that Rockets were gonna top, and because they didn't get that big of a hit after the ban list, Rockets remain up top. One of the better decks. I'm not saying it's the best deck, but one of the decks up top. Also, there's an upcoming deck. This might be a shock for some of you or most of you because it's not really that popular. But hey, it got top 100 in World Championship. It is still getting tops in tournaments, but it's really, really slept on. Nobody plays it. All right, let's move on. Of course, Speedroids. Speedroids got, I think, first and third place. I don't know. It got 2 spots in the top 3 in the World Championship. So Speedroids still going crazy. They only lost a single double yo-yo. They didn't used to run limit 2s anyways, so they can still run the double yo-yo, right? So they just got a tiny hit on consistency and creating crazy boards turn 1. They still can, but I guess they hit that a bit by having double yo-yo being limited to 2. But hey, you still can open double yo-yo. You can still search it with Speedroid Terror Top. You can still search it with the Wind Channeler. So you still have your ways. And you still have your attack cards, protection, removal, and stuff like that, right? So Speedroids remain up top. In my opinion, This is contesting tier 1. Speedroids is a tier 1 contestant, in my humble opinion. Now, third, fourth place, let's see. This deck did not fall off. I did make a deck profile of this exact list. This guy, Twitch Profer, got third place with Odd Eyes, Orcust, and Onomats. I'm pretty sure this is almost the exact list I played. Post Banlist, by the way. I showed you this list before. Nobody played it. This guy took it and got top 4. Of course, I'm not saying he took it from me. The deck was known. He probably just had the same thought process as I did, playing double Pendulum Call and the single Gagaga Revenge, right? Instead of Doom Rider. So this deck is still strong. So Odd Eyes and all its variants is still super good. Odd Eyes Pure, Odd Eyes Orcust, Odd Eyes Orcust Onomat are all still pretty good and crazy good, not only good. The next deck we have is, as I said, Orcust Odd Eyes, still a decent deck. He has some interesting techs like Santa Claus. I guess he needed a Kaiju, and Aether, which can banish. Targeting banish, I'm guessing, to get rid of Dingir. So pretty nice list all around. 26 cards, not too crazy. Of course, what happened to Odd Eyes Orcust? Basically, a Mermaid getting hit, getting banned, made the deck lack some consistency in terms of the Orcust plays themselves, you know? This is the first tournament. Let's click X, remove it, so we don't mix it up again. Now we have the one of the most competitive tournaments, by the way, Duellinks Grand Prix. I use this because it's single elimination, not Swiss. So you're not playing, you know, 5 duels and you win 4, you qualify. No, you win, you go up, you lose, you're out. It does have a side deck, though. Unfortunate. Okay, I didn't realize that, but let's go through it anyways. First place. Hey, Speedroids, still. Probably the tier 1 deck of this format. Another Speedroid. I'm guessing they both play the same list, just extra techs, right? It seems like every Speedroid list you're gonna see in general in top decks is always gonna have the same core monsters, just different techs. Some people run 1 Speedroid Red-Eye dice, some people run 2. That's probably the only difference. It comes down to preference. My personal preference is playing only 1 copy of it. Let's see, what else? Okay, this came up a couple times. Determination to fight Orcust, right? Orcust Gandora. This deck is decent. It is pretty good, but I personally do not think, even though it got top 4, I do not think that this should be, you know, your up top tier 1 deck. This is like a fluke, and it got top 4, and well, twice. It did get top 4 twice. But I think it's a fluke because I played Gandora before, right? I played Gandora Orcust, and the issue with it is you lose your hand so quickly, and it's so hard to come back. Your Orcust stuff, you know, are gonna help you with you know, recycling Dingirsu, getting some more plays back. But generally speaking, your card advantage is just dead, straight up. If you lose your board the first time, right? Or if your plays in turn 3 get interrupted, your hand advantage is gone. You're left with your Orcust plays. If your opponent can deal with Orcust, you're done. So that's why I'm not really a big fan of this deck. It is still pretty good. Don't get me wrong. Again, don't get me wrong. It is still pretty good. Still, in my opinion, a good tier 3 or rogue deck status, you know? You can still win tournaments with it. You can easily get King of Games with it. But I think it's not the best option out there, you know? We see a resurgence or a comeback from this deck. Code Talkers are back after the ban list. Do you know why? Now we have Salmon Great Circle at 3, Debug at 3. Where is it? This card, Signet Crosswipe, is off the ban list. So this brings credibility back to this deck. Now it is playable. Now you can get top, you know, you can get King of Games with it. And like this guy, you can get top 4 with it, right? Pretty nice deck, clean list, 22 cards. I never actually played, by the way, Code Talkers, but I always struggled against them. I also know exactly what they do, and they can set up pretty strong stuff, you know. Okay, now we have DDDs in a top 8 situation, right? DDDs, then I don't think the ban list has anything to do with it getting top 8, right? DDDs was always a rogue deck, and there's always few people that use it. This deck can win, yes, but it is not good enough. In my opinion, it doesn't even reach tier 3 status, not even close. Not even close, dude. The deck is good. Yes, you can have fun with it. You can still win few duels, but I do not think it is a tier worthy deck, right? If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. I'm not against that. I play a lot of, you know, garbage, straight up garbage decks, but just because I like them. I enjoy them. Another list, okay, this is actually weird a bit. I've never seen this list before. It is basically Earth Orcust, but with a load of hand traps, 3 Thrift, double Kytroid, and double sign out mining to get a Dotscaper. But I don't know if that's, like, how can you utilize that? Is that really that good? I don't know. I cannot judge this deck because I never played it before. This version of it exactly, like 30 cards. And I cannot imagine how this can be played. So I don't know. The Dotscaper and the sign-up mining, I'm not a big fan, dude. Not a big fan. Does sign-up mining need a discard and 1 card from your hand? I guess I see. Okay, so you send 1 card from your hand. It's going to be an Orcust card. Then you're going to Dotscaper, link it away. It summons back itself, so you get an extra body after the link. And you can make Orcust plays. I guess it makes sense. But I don't know if... Like, I feel like there are better versions of Orcust to be played, in my opinion. Another speedroid. See, we've been seeing a lot of speedroids, dude. Now, this deck is the up-and-coming... I'm going to say one of the best decks in the game. It's going to be... My prediction, this is not like... I'm not talking about this instant, but my prediction... This deck is going to get more support very, very soon. And this deck is going to be at least a tier 2 deck, if not tier 1 deck. That's my prediction. I think they're going to get their Link monsters soon. And if they do, this deck is going to hit hard. It's going to be crazy. Already, this deck goes uninterrupted. Even if it goes uninterrupted, because you have Swallow's Nest away from the ban list, right? Even if it goes uninterrupted, this deck can still... make crazy boards. It still has the capability of OTKing. You know, it's such a well-rounded, nice deck to play. I plan on making deck profile on this, but I'm just waiting for the ban list to be implemented in-game, you know? I don't want to do unlimited duel room and deal with some people, you know, goofing around, playing grass and stuff. So I'm just waiting for the ban list to be implemented. But yo, keep an eye on Raidraptors. This deck is going to be crazy. And already it is playable and you can get King of Games with it. That's a tournament. Another tournament. 1 deck, no side deck. Okay, this you can rely on because no side deck. Still best of 3, but no side deck. This type of list has been surging up lately. Where you can play Lightsworn and Charge of Light Brigades. Like, people thought of it before, but it wasn't really topping tournaments. But there are 2 tournaments, one of them being this. The guy got first place with Lightsworn Orcust. Charge of Light Brigade, 2 of them. Double Raiden. And then the rest is some Orcust cards in back row. I definitely do not agree with playing traps with charges. But hey, I think it should still work. 30 cards, I think it still should work. Not a big fan of back row in mill decks, but hey, maybe play breakdowns, right? Doesn't breakdown activate in the grave to negate something? Maybe that would work, because if you mill it, at least you get some use out of it. But yeah, this deck is decent. I don't think it's going to be a top 3 deck though, this exact variant, but it's still very good since it got first place. Let's check the second place. It is a Orcust Odd Eyes again. This deck is going to keep on coming, boys. More and more people playing Aether. Notice, you know, let me tell you something. Yu-Gi-Oh players, notice something. You still have the same deck topping and winning over and over. If you go, let's say we go to Duellinks meta website, right? Go to top decks. Let's hit on, for example, speedroids, Orcust. You have, let's go Orcust. There are 56 Orcust decks. So what makes each of these different from the other? You gotta have an eye for that kind of stuff, right? And an example is gonna be Odd Eyes here. A lot more people are teching a new card. Aether was not used before, at least not often, but now we're seeing more and more Aether in the decks. Why? Because it can banish. Banishing equals getting rid of Dingirsu without problems. That's the idea. That's why people play Aether. Timebreaker does the same thing also, but hey, Aether doesn't banish itself. It is still a big body. It is still a level 6. You can use it for an Xyz summon it with an Oof Dragon or another copy of itself to make Beatrice. I think that's why it is played. Right? So gotta keep an eye on tech cards, new tech cards, always. Let's see, what else do we have? We have, okay, this is the deck I've been talking about. I've been telling you, like, I think 10 minutes ago I told you, there is a deck that will probably shock you, right? This deck. This deck actually got top 100 in the World Championship. It got multiple spots in the top 100. And also, there was a guy that, I think he reached top 100, but because he played one more duel, he fell off. He was still playing this deck, Trickstars. I do intend on making a deck profile soon. I'm actually farming the cards because most of them are rank up rewards, like this one, Blue Angel level 33, right? This one you need to get to level 25 to get 3 copies of. The extra deck cards you need level 35 to get 3 copies of, and so on. Mostly this deck is free to play for the most part. It is strong. A lot of top tier players, very well known top tier pro players, are actually using this deck. Which tells me, hey, this deck is, you gotta take a look at it. You gotta try it. This deck is definitely good if these players are playing them. Especially, they played this deck in the World Championship, the most prestigious, most competitive tournament we have this year. Some pros were playing this deck, you know? So that should tell you something. I think the person I saw was playing not the Holy Angel trick. He was playing 3 effects, I think. But I don't know about the skill. Maybe you can choose the other one. I think it might be a matter of preference. But yo, don't sleep on this. Give it a try. And I also personally will give it a try when I'm done farming these cards. I'll make a deck profile on it. I'll learn it and make a deck profile on it. I think we don't need to check the rest of the tournaments. Yeah, check this out. 2nd place. Trickstars again. Using White Princess. Keep an eye on tech cards and Dark Holes for some reason. Right? Is there anything important? I don't want to make this video too long for all of you. Another Trickstar, 2nd place. Check this out, boys. 3 tournaments back to back to back, right? What they got? They got top 4, top 2, and top 2. Another guy playing Determination to fight Orcust. But this one looks, I don't know, more clean for some reason. Water, I don't think this deck is good. I think that was just a fluke. But who knows, right? Speedroids, another Trickstar, top 8. Zagazaga is one of the well-known players, by the way. One of the well-known pro players. He is playing this deck with 3 effects. So, hey, keep an eye on that. I think, yeah, this is it. I don't want to take too long. I think we're already on 18 minutes. So, basically, I hope you learned something from this, from us going through these decks. Always keep an eye for attacks. If you want to play any deck, let's say you want to play pure Orcust or Earth Orcust, right? Just go into Duel Links meta, check the decks that are playing Earth Orcust. They probably most of them, if not maybe 95% of them, gonna have the same core cards, and then tech cards is gonna be the difference, right? Depending on the meta, tech cards differ. So, depending on what you face a lot, you can add tech cards, or you can just compare the decks that you are seeing from the same, deck you want to play, Orcust Earth, for example. See what tech cards they've been playing and what the most recent guy has been playing. That should give you a lot of info. And this example is not only for Orcust, it's any deck you want to build. You're gonna find tons of decks in the Duel Links meta website, right? Duel Links meta, go top decks. You're gonna see 69 Speedroids, 66 Odd-Eyes, 56 Orcust, 32 Rockets, So, yeah, keep an eye for stuff like that. This is gonna be it. I hope you like that type of discussion videos. We're gonna have different discussion videos. It's not only gonna be meta stuff. But if you like the discussion video type, let me know down in the comments. Also, make sure you like the video because that does really support me a lot. And hey, let me know what you want to see next. What do you want to, laugh at, learn maybe a deck profile, some tips and tricks for in-game stuff. You let me know. You are the master of this channel. You decide what you want to see, and I'll do it for you. This is gonna be it, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.